So we have some big news finally coming out from Oricon when it comes to the best-selling series. Now we did have some numbers in May, but now we're getting the Oricon stuff from Weekly from the Jump, from their Twitter. And this is honestly shocking in more ways than one, and in way more ways than one. So we're going to roll through this because there's some big stuff through and through across the board when it comes to the rise of certain series, the fall of certain series. And it looks like 2020, the main takeaway at the end of the damn day, people, is that this is de facto the year of Kimetsu no Yaiba, a historic rise of Demon Slayer, of a shonen that we have not seen, that I have not seen personally in a very, very, very long time. I remember One Piece blowing up back in the day after Marineford War when it came to the manga sales, but even compared to that time, this is nuts. So right here, Oricon Top 20 Most Sold Series from December 30th, 2019 to August 30th, 2020. These are not Oricon's yearly numbers, which will come out later in November and have completely different time frames. So this, I think, came out later than usual, than expected, but given what's going on in the year nowadays with the virus and things being delayed, of course, as a result, it makes sense to me. But these are the numbers, all right? Oricon Top 20 Most Sold Series. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, historic numbers. That is nuts. Now, granted, these numbers aren't fully fleshed out, but we'll get to it real soon. But this is what they posted on their Twitter, so we'll get to it first. Kimetsu no Yaiba at 53 million. My God, 53 million copies sold. Kingdom at number 2 at 5.6 million. Haikyuu at number 3 with 5.2. Then we have Promised Neverland at 4.4. One Piece. One Piece at 4.4. My Academia at 3.8. Then Spy X Family at 2.9. And you see the rest there. This is big. That shocked me. First of all, we already knew that Yaiba was like breaking records across the board this year because they were ahead by 2 million at the end of 2019. The anime was so good. Ufotable piggybacked Demon Slayer so hard to a historic run when it comes to the manga sales. Demon Slayer was nowhere on the map in 2018. Ufotable piggybacked Demon Slayer so hard with an animation style that was so surreal, that was so impactful, that a series that was not on the map in 2018, in 2019 becomes the reigning king. And then in 2020 solidifies that throne in an unprecedented run. And it's not just Ufotable 2. It's also the fact that the series is over. It ended this year, Kimetsu no Yaiba. Because it ended this year, a lot of folks have been going and buying the entire series in bulk. Clearly, Demon Slayer's popularity is so big that at one point in time, there were actually folks in Japan trying to steal Kimetsu no Yaiba volumes. Imagine that. Not money, not food, not important necessities, not even like weird Japanese ecchi figurines. No, they were stealing Kimetsu no Yaiba volumes. That's crazy. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, is now one of the few series in manga history to ever sell over 60 million copies. Now, that number we'll get to real soon. But based on this one that they posted on Weekly on Jump, Kingdom is at number 2, which to me is not surprising. Kingdom, you guys should definitely read, is one of the best manga I personally read. This last arc in Kingdom, honest to God, one of the best arcs I've read in manga, period. It is that good of an arc. This series has, I would say, 2 of the best arcs I've read. Kingdom is phenomenal. Haikyuu, which honestly, no, hell no. For me, Haikyuu, hell no. Until I started watching the anime. And honestly, for a sports series, it's pretty damn good. Not my favorite sports series out there when it comes to anime and manga, no. But it's actually up there. When a series ends, what I tend to see is that there's a boost in the sales of that series, because now that it's over, folks can like buy all of those previous volumes from like volume 1 to volume X whenever it's over. So Yaiba doing great, to say the least. Kingdom, fantastic. Haikyuu, fantastic. One Piece. One Piece, normally in 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015 was number 1. 2019, because of Yaiba and Ufotable, number 2. Now, all of a sudden, even though we're not doing the year just yet, 6. This is August 30th, and it's 6. That was scary. Like, whoa. As One Piece fan, whoa, that caught me off guard. My balance was gone. No, wait, what? One Piece number 6. But let's continue, because there are more numbers that are very important. So after they dropped this, a person by the name of My Hero News dropped this. I compiled the Oricon numbers from November to August 30th. It's a big difference. And the difference is quite big. As you see here, from November, Demon Slayer has 64 million copies sold. Kingdom has 6.6, but One Piece is now number 3 at 5.59. Now the thing here is that when Weekly Shonen Jump posted those numbers for the Oricon sales, those volume sales were compiled before the latest volume of One Piece was released, which was volume 97 of One Piece, which came out fairly recently in September. And keep in mind that it does take some time to actually compile the volume sales, obviously. And the thing about it is, the Oricon year ends in November. So if you take these numbers into account, it's actually much higher. And then, so you see, again, One Piece number 3, Haikyuu's number 5, Promise Neverland is number 6. So all their numbers uptick, but then it changes now because you have some new volumes being sold, being released. So what's also very important is, so if we go over here, they respond to this person. So they say this to My Hero News. Indeed, there are missing weeks from 2019, December, November, as well as weeks from these past months. We'll have a full view of these numbers when yearly Oricon sales come out in November. Good work. So it was acknowledged by Shonen Jump themselves that yes, these are the more compiled correct numbers because they take into consideration the other weeks that were missed. So we ended off with this particular list right here that was pinned on their Twitter, the My Hero News Twitter, where you have the best-selling manga by series 2020, November 2019 to September 2020, and then you have Demon Slayer at number 1, again, at 66 million, Jesus Christ, 66 million copies sold. Demon Slayer just, my goodness. Kingdom, still ahead, very important. Kingdom still ahead at 7.6 million, One Piece at 7.3 million. So now we see how the volume sales of 97 are now more factored into this. Then you have Haikyuu, then the quintuplets, then My Hero Academia, then Promise Neverland. Then later on you have Attack on Titan, which, mind you, was not on the top 10 in this initial one. It was actually in the top, out of the top 15. But then later on, Attack on Titan wound up going to the top 10 at number 9, which to me means that there was a volume which got compiled into this list. And then finally you have Fire Force number 10. So these numbers are kind of crazy this year in terms of One Piece being number 3. And keep in mind that this is based on the latest volume sale at number 97. Right now in One Piece, we're in chapter 991. So there's a few more chapters left until we get to the next volume, 98. However, because of Oda's breaks, and as of today, he's on a 2-week break because he had a sudden illness, but as far as I understand, Oda's doing much better now. And because of the virus, and Shueisha taking precautions because of the virus, as One Piece fans, we know Oda's been taking more breaks this year than usual. There's been more weekly breaks. So we're getting chapters more so bi-weekly than actually weekly, which means, in this case, less volume sales, which means that when it comes to this year, 2020, Oricon sales, Oda may not get to volume 98, number 1, and then number 2, even if they do, the numbers take some time to compile anyway, because again, the yearly Oricon sales end in November. However, Kingdom, may have another volume coming out, which means that when we see One Piece number 3, that could still be the case because Kingdom may have either 1 or 2 more volumes coming out. And again, Kingdom, the last arc, I would argue, is one of the best arcs I've read in manga. It's that good of an arc. A 3-year extravaganza. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. That arc was, oh. So by the end of this year, once again, One Piece could still not regain the number 2 spot and instead go down to number 3. More sales will be going on, of course, for the latest volume of One Piece 97, but the same thing also applies for volume 59 of Kingdom. And also I want to give a shout out to Admiral, Death Admiral on my Discord, who will let me know a lot of the details when it comes to this One Piece Kingdom race. Because Kingdom is that good of a series in Japan to where, yes, it is competing with One Piece now on a regular basis. And then Fire Force currently is also in its 2nd season, and it's getting pretty good, so I can argue that it may uptake Attack on Titan, but I'm not too sure. I'm not confident in that. Jujutsu Kaisen, new anime, and so that's gonna, of course, raise the bar. So right here, Jujutsu Kaisen is not in the top 10, but when the anime starts really going hard, I guarantee you it's gonna be the top 10. Finally, the last thing I want to get to is that on this list, I see a lot of series that make sense to me when it comes to the top 20. I see, again, Yaiba, historic. Kingdom, Haikyuu, Promised Neverland, One Piece, My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, JJK, Fire Force, fantastic, Dr. Stone, Attack on Titan. Where is Black Clover? What is going on there exactly? Where is Black Clover? Though to be fair also, where's One Punch Man 2? But Black Clover is a series that, as far as I understand, has got a significant amount of hype when it comes to the at least the American-based fandom. A lot of people in America, I think, like Black Clover a lot. I hear about it nonstop. And at some point, I am going to do a read-through of the entire series of Black Clover. But I don't see Black Clover on this list. Now, I'm going to assume that because the Oricon year isn't up yet, there will be another Black Clover volume, and then somehow get into the top 20. That's my assumption. That's my assumption. If I'm a fan of the series, I'm concerned at this point in time because I'm not seeing my series on the top 20 at this point in time. And this is actually graded from August 30th. So we only have September and October and then November as well. And other series will get their own new volumes as well out. So again, I'm going to assume the Black Clover is going to be the top 20, but not in the top 10. Like, not even close. Will that stop me from reading it? No, of course not. But it does make you wonder if this series is just a little bit, or just a teeny tiny bit overhyped by its supporters. But I was kind of surprised to not see Black Clover even in the top 20, knowing that Act Age was actually canceled and Chainsaw Man is relatively new. Now for One Punch Man, a series that I also was kind of surprised didn't make on the top 20, but nowhere near as surprised as Black Clover, was because, number one, with the anime season 2 of One Punch Man, that was nowhere near the same quality as season 2. As far as I can tell, universally speaking, season 2 of One Punch Man is seen as vastly inferior to season 1. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that when it comes to Murata and the One Punch Man volume releases, I'm not too sure how consistent those were, because Murata actually has gone back to previous chapters and has done entire redraws of certain chapters to better match, I believe, the original One webcomic. The earliest redraw of One Punch Man was chapter 103, and the current chapter is 135. So on Shonen Jump's end, it's probably very difficult to release volumes when Murata's doing complete redraws of chapters as far back as chapter 103. But of course, the thing here is that I do read the One Punch Man manga on a regular basis, so I know what's going on with the manga for One Punch Man. I don't know what's going on with Black Clover at all in terms of the manga. I know that My Academia has had apparently it's a pretty fire arc. I see it crop up here and there on Twitter when it comes to what's going on with My Hero right now in the manga. I don't hear that many folks complain about the ending of Haikyuu, and the end of Demon Slayer. I do know that folks were kind of upset about it, but again, you have Ufotable carrying you. And Fire Force has had 2 seasons so far, and each one I think has been pretty solid. And of course, now Fire Force at this point in time is in the top 10. Black Clover apparently is not doing that well. The reason why, I don't know. So if you're a Black Clover fan, let me know in a general sense. Don't spoil me. In a general sense, is what's going on in Black Clover right now good, bad? Is the mangaka sick? Let me know. But on that note, shout outs to Demon Slayer. Shout outs to Ufotable. The key lesson here this year is for sure that if you have a very good anime adaptation, it can bring the manga to whole new heights. And we're seeing it as clear as day. So on that note, I'm gonna see y'all later. I'll do another video when we have the yearly numbers come out in a few months' time. Be sure to rate the video. Let me know your stance on the subject matter at hand about no Black Clover in the top 20 right now, about Kimetsu no Yaiba surging to unbelievable heights, to Kingdom potentially maintaining its lead over One Piece at the end of this year, because Kingdom, on the heels of one of the best arcs I've ever read in manga, is still 300,000-ish, less than that, sales over One Piece, and One Piece may not even have a new volume coming out this year because of Oda's breaks, virus protocols, and so on and so. I mean, even this latest 2-week break is hitting Oda hard in terms of, I would say, the volume sales, because maybe he'd get some of volume 98 this year out for the Oricon sales in November, but I don't know.